these
Yes.
things.
Yeah, very much. I mean, so you're going to get what we said earlier. You're going to get the problem of a univariate quantitative measure that's going to blind you to qualitative differences and rob you of cognitive acuity in a very, very powerful way. So you're going to lose discrimination. One of the things that could happen is a relationship to money could launch you into what Fromm calls modal confusion. And that is, that can be deeply destructive of human beings. So,
and that is like I think it was a portion of love, right? Where you said there's eros, something else in agape, but there's this love of consuming. Like I love the bag of potato chips or whatever. Versus versus the love of a reciprocal relationship where you're not clearly consuming your friends or your romantic partner. You want reciprocity.
Philia.
Philia, yes. That's modal confusion then? Kind of confusing
eros? No, I mean, modal confusion will often lead to confusions between the kinds of love.
Okay.
But so there's a meta confusion between two confusions. You can be confused about what kind of love you're pursuing. I mean, I would say, for example, that a good romantic relationship should have a proper proportioning of erotic, philia, and agape.
Okay.
And when people have it out of proportion, they're generally the romantic relationship is going to start to go askew in some significant way. So that's one kind of confusion. The modal we've been talking about how it's not in us or in the world, but a real relation between us and the world. The existentialists were some of the first philosophers to bring that back into prominence. Plato talked about it a long time ago. But so think about an existential mode. An existential mode is how you are running that process of co-identification. So you can, distinguish between two modes you can be in. You can be in the having mode or the being mode. Neither mode is wrong morally, okay? So I just want to state that up front because people often leap to an incorrect conclusion. The having mode is is built around needs that are met by having. You have to control things. You have to control them and potentially consume them. Air, water, food, shelter, medicine, right? Just to give examples. If I can't have those things, I'm dead. Right?
Yes, right.
So what do I need to do about them? Well, I need to be able to, manipulate those things very readily. So I need to be able to categorize them. And so if I can't find one marker, I can replace it with another marker. And I know I don't care about all the aspects of this thing. I just need it as a writing implement.
Yes.
Right. I'm treating it categorically. So Buber calls this an I-it relationship. There's a particular kind of I am because I'm relating to a bunch of its, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If I don't treat, if I don't treat oxygen as it, I'm in trouble, right? I'm going to die.
This is like property rights in a way, the I-it. I mean,
it could be. So that's interesting. So let me just finish that.
Yeah, please.
Right. And so again, there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm using my intelligence to problem solve, to manipulate things, to have things. I can be curious because curious means I have a gap and I want to fill it in. I've got to have some knowledge to fill it. That's why you don't want curiosity prolonged. It becomes aversive. If you had a whodunit novel and you never could get to the end, that's horrible, right? So, all of these things, right? Now, compare that to what he calls the being mode. I think he should have called it the becoming mode, but so these are your developmental needs. These are needs that are not met by having something. These are needs that are met by becoming someone. So, for example, I need to be more mature. I need to be wiser. I need to be more in love. Right?
Yeah.
So these needs are not met by controlling things. They're met by undergoing transformation. These are being needs. And so those are dependent on not your ability to manipulate and control things. They're dependent on your ability to understand things deeply.
And this is the I-thou relationship.
Yes.
Yes.
So where would you say I-thou? You would say I-thou to your beloved. I'm straight and I don't want to presume on you, but if I were to say to my partner, I'm with you because you remind me of all the other women I've been with. I can easily replace you. I love being able to control and consume you as I wear it, right? What's happening with my relationship right now?
Yeah, you're toast.
You're toast.
Yeah.
Right. And even if I think of her as a problem to be solved, that's the one.
Yes.
So instead, what is it I'm doing? I'm trying to create a meaning, a bond between her and I, so that she develops through me, I develop through her. She's a mystery to me that I wonder about. Right. I don't want that story to come to an end. Yes. It's the opposite of curiosity. I wonder.
Right.
She keeps calling into question my world and myself. I don't mean in a horrific way, but in a wondrous way.
Right.
And that is the space in which I can become more than I am now. She can become through me more than she is now. And we reciprocally open together.
And grow.
That's the being mode.
Yeah. Does it work in reverse then? If you proclaim love for something that's the I-it relationship, that's modal confusion too. Like you fall in love with money, or you fall in love with
right.
your fishing boat. I don't know, any item.
Yes,
right?
Exactly, Robert. So if you try to satisfy a being need within the having framework, you're going to be deeply deceiving yourself and frustrating yourself. So you need to be in love the way I just described it, but instead you have lots of sex.
Right.
Notice even the words we use.
Right. Being in love versus having sex. Having. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.